Hey, what's going on, guys? WukongJS here. Like after having a request from one of my subscribers to make a tutorial on creating Xiangqi engine, I got really interested with the game itself. I heard about the game, obviously, but I never played that, so I don't have any experience at all. And I've started my little research regarding the existent code base, probably would be the proper word here, the proper term. So actually, Harmgert Muller created a couple of Sensi engines already, which is quite pretty nice as well. I've even managed to install them, despite the fact they're written for Windows operation system, which I hate really. But anyway, I managed to. It was quite tricky to download them because my browser actually didn't allow me that. So I need to use a hack to use Python request library in order to force downloading the actual bytes of the executable installer, and then I've managed to install it using Wine emulator on my Linux system. So eventually, here I have really lots. So I've installed WinBoard app, which supports many chess variants, and well, actually, so here they are. So maxed C, maxed C X cube. Not sure what this means, and also the strongest engine by HGM. Oh my god, where is that? Nope, not here. I've seen that. Ah, here it is. Xiangqi D. it's a bit tricky, but yeah. So it's an executable, and we can already use this to machines mode, and it's playing some sort of an opening. I have no idea what's going on here, but I already have an engine to play against, a couple of engines to play against, and even one of them has the source code. And bearing in mind that I'm familiar with the source code of the Micromax chess engine by Harmgert Muller, and created several kind of derivatives, simplified derivatives based on that engine, I think I would be fine with understanding the source code, but it would be really fun to make this actually completely from scratch. The only thing I'm slightly bit concerned is the perf testing, so just to make sure that the move generator actually generates correct moves. So that's a little bit of an issue. But yeah, so here we can see how engine is playing versus itself. Well, two same engines playing versus itself. I have no idea what's going on this board, to be honest. I mean, completely. So yeah, it still needs to be researched. So it seems like blue piece has just been captured by the knight. Okay, and assuming this piece is jumping, so probably this is the cannon or POW. I might be wrong though. So yeah, I really need to consider the westernized pieces before dealing with this traditional Chinese characters. And yeah, these are the traditional. This is not the simplified. I know this Ma character, which stands for horse, or from the chess perspective, this is knight. So yeah. Well, so anyway, just already made some preparations from the technical perspective. So I don't know, probably, well, I don't know. It's so I have a very vague understanding of what the game is, and probably connecting to the GUI and things like that is not the major option now. But well, obviously, I would probably like to try actually connecting to some existing GUIs, an example like WinBoard, which might be really interesting. I don't know, I would probably need to use, if I would be writing this in JavaScript, I would need to use apparently Node.js for Windows, I guess. I guess that would be the best option. Yeah, and Also, it would be nice to create own GUI, somewhat similar to what I did here with my WukongJS. At very least, the background image would probably perfectly match the CNC game. So I think that might be an interesting option to consider. So Sunukun, yeah, Chinese roofs. So this might be very tricky. This might be very interesting thing to consider. So yeah, so I've answered the question. So did anyone actually write this CNC chess engine? And Harmgerd Miller, HGM, here is his response. So he highlights some interesting differences of the game from the from not even from the programming perspective, but rather from gameplay perspective, I guess. But what's the most tricky here is, so yeah, just yeah, also Pio replied here. But what is the interesting thing here? So if I just hold on a sec, where is okay, didn't I answer? I was answering to HGM. Hold on a sec. Is it gone somewhere? Well, doesn't matter really, but well, anyway, I just found a very interesting quote by HGM at his site. So if we just have a look, so let's start by searching his Micromax chess engine, and then we'll navigate to CNC here. Okay, I think here, this program. Yeah, and this is the quote. As I don't play CNC myself, I had a little feel for what the game was about and what should be considered good squares for various pieces. Observing engine versus engine games in particular, how Xiangqi D was slaughtered by the stronger half of the UCCI engines did suggest to me that CNC is all about keen safety. In addition, there were some important strategic patterns that even an uninitiated novice like me could recognize as immediately losing, such as cannon directly facing a king boxed in by its advisors, and cannons pinned by rooks or on other unprotectable rooks. So yeah, AGM is really a genius man. So only had a quick look and already realized what's going on there. It's not the case for noob like me, but anyway. So I think there are kind of two approaches for programming CNC. So the first one is considered by HGM, but again, like, he has a fantastic experience on coding different chess variants. So I think he just has that skill for this sort of stuff, which I don't. So probably, well, so the first option is just try to code the engine straight ahead, based on the games of based on the knowledge regarding the rules, right? And another option might be trying to master a game on your own, slightly bit, just to get a feeling of that game, not to get any master level or something, but just to get a very, very basic beginners, noobs understanding of what's the goal of the game, etc. Because for me now, it's really, I can't imagine in my head how the checkmate looks like. So it's all rocket science to me at the moment. So I think that the proper way of going for me would be trying to master the CNC game as a human first. And I don't know, maybe I could have made a couple of videos highlighting some, I don't know, key things there. Because again, like, I believe that the most viewers of this channel, probably they didn't even know that Chinese chess actually exists. Well, it's good if you did have that idea. But anyway, for me, it's incredibly difficult to understand like what's going on under the hood. So I think coding engine straight ahead is not an option because you won't be having a clear understanding of what's the goal of the game, basically. So I think that introducing the game itself would be a good idea. But again, like first I need to master it at least at very beginner's level. So I've heard that there are many, there are some sites to play CNC online where you can use not the Chinese characters but the westernized pieces. Again, like even Western players eventually prefer to use this particular Chinese characters, but I think, well, if I ever survive to to implement the GUI for this stuff, in that case, I'll probably make just two sets, like the traditional set and also the westernized piece set. I mean the images. Yeah, I think that might be interesting, really. So yeah, and also again, like another interesting challenge for me is if it comes to chess, then all the knowledge regarding the chess programming I have are based on two patterns. So the first pattern is devised by Blue Fever Software, Richard Albert, also known as Blue Fever Software on YouTube, and Micromax Chess Engine by Harmgert Muller. So I don't know. I could have a look at the source. Well, actually, I did have a look at the source code of this Max C. It really looks like Micromax with this meaningless variable names, but really nice commentaries. So you might think this is the rocket science, but well, actually it's not. This is just recalling my memory from the Micromax source code. So the mode generator code starts here. So it doesn't have a piece list. It just goes. Well, in Micromax it was going through the three loops. So loop over the board squares, then over the piece directions, and for sliders loop over squares to slide for a piece. Well, I think that the only piece I already know that can slide is a cannon. This one, right? So cannon can slide, and it can, I guess, capture this guy can capture this guy. So cannon can capture a knight. Yeah. So it's interesting. Yeah. But anyway, I think this would be really interesting to try to implement this absolutely from scratch. I know this most likely would be weird and slow, especially bearing in mind my abilities to slow down the code. Yes, that's true. But anyway, this might be really interesting, and I think when I would be having the initial kind of set, the initial mode generator, then I would probably be able to optimize it the similar way how WukongJS has been optimized, using the ideas from Micromax, using this bits to encode colors and and whether the piece is a slider or leaper, etc. So yeah, there might be some interesting things to consider. Well, so yeah, I think it's a little bit weird because on the one hand, this takes really lots of time and effort to complete. Even to master the game itself, it's a little bit kind of like, yeah, not that trivial. But I don't know. I think this might be really interesting, and I really hope that the patterns I came up with so far can already help me to get applied to this sort of a game. So yeah, the only concern I have that I have no idea how to test the mode generator because I'm not sure whether the perf tests exist for CNC or not. But yeah, I'll probably just ask HJM and he would tell me. I think, well, most likely if they didn't exist, then he probably created those perf tests. So I mean the results for the position, at very least for a starting position. Maybe there is some sort of a tricky position like we have in chess to test to catch the most bugs within the mode generator. So yeah, it's kind of like another topic, but that's technical. But for now, what's the most important is really to master a game. So as soon as I really hope to master it, at very least to learn the name of pieces and how they move, at very least, and then probably trying to make a couple of videos on how I play maybe versus online bots. I won't probably dare to play versus humans. I don't know, maybe it's hard to say, but anyway, I've also found a fantastic site, ancientchess.com, and here is the guy. I don't know what was his name. Just came across his video here on YouTube. So he explains on how to play Chinese chess. So I would take this as a basis. So he has an entire playlist. When I come up with a new YouTube channel to consider for learn from it, I always have a look at. I didn't yet subscribe to it, though. I'm looking for playlists and whether the playlists are aligned the way so I can find what I actually need. And here I see this Chinese chess CNC and 10 videos. So hopefully this is the exact information that I need. And again, like if you have a look at my own channel, you'll understand what am I talking about here. So if we go to the playlists, then already all we have, by the way, this is the new Unity 3D series by Richard Albert, also known as Blue Fever Software. So he's now making tutorials on how to use Unity framework. So here I have my playlists. Okay, so Bitboard Chess Engine in C, Hexadecimal 88 Mode Generator, sorry, and so on. So all the videos are grouped by their topics. So I think hopefully something similar is here. So yeah, that's kind of it. Well, okay guys, I think this is it from my side. I don't know who will win, Monkey King or Sensi, in terms of if I'm smart enough to master the game, because at the moment it seems to me a little bit of rocket science. But I think this might be, like I have a very strange feeling regarding this game. Well, at very least, it's a very interesting thing that I didn't know before, that CNC is the most played board game in the world. This is a little bit surprising. I didn't know that. So while Xiangqi is considered to be the most complex, CNC is the most played. This is very interesting. So that's very interesting, really. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, and I will probably just create a playlist on Chinese chess CNC, and starting with explaining the rules of game as soon as I learn them on my own to get a decent understanding, and then I think we'll go for at least we'll try to create a CNC engine. I don't know. I'm very excited about this. I'm really excited about this. So it's gonna be really interesting because, like, again, like regarding chess, it's a never-ending process. You can, I don't know, improve your chess engine literally forever. But I guess I just have a feeling. I don't know. It happens from time to time when I have a feeling that doing something, learning something new might be a pivot point in the entire life. I don't know why, but for some reason this I don't know, just I mean, like, the Eastern mentality is very close to me, and again, like, I think that my consciousness is way more like the Eastern consciousness rather than Western consciousness, because just simply because the way I learn is while picking up and applying the patterns, or in Chinese it's known as forms. It's the term from either the martial arts or Qigong. So the forms, in terms of like, so some pattern you take and you just learn this form, and then you can apply it. Then in order to make the process, then in order to connect your consciousness to the process, you're starting to research the form deeper, and that's the way how the Eastern consciousness learn, basically. And that's something that I do in particular. That's why I call myself Komakikin, because it's all the matter of forms, picking up the proper patterns and forms. Then, like, if you're learning, like, let's take some martial arts. So there are sets, like, they call Taolu. So you need to learn the Taolu, and that's the way how you master the entire art, by practicing those forms. So it's not so, like, it's the most essential part to get the very bottom of the art itself. Not even the pair work, but exactly this work when you're alone, when you're doing these forms. And literally the purpose of these forms is just to reveal your own nature. And as far as you reveal your own nature, you can then later apply it to your life, and you can manage your life respectively. So that's probably one of the core reasons why I'm very interested in Xiangqi, and we'll see how it goes, guys. So this is it from my side, and until the next time, and take care, guys.